Today we're going to be taking a look at the Heimplanet Transit 28 liter travel backpack. It's been updated for 2020. I've been testing it the past few months, and although it's definitely simple on the surface, I think this thing has a lot to offer for a lot of you. It's been a weird year for travel backpacks. The folks over at Heimplanet offered to send this thing out for me a few months ago to test and review, and unfortunately I haven't been able to take it out on a proper trip just yet, but I have put it through its paces over the past few months, using it around as an everyday carry and city backpack. I do think you can make the case that this could be, for the right person, a great backpack for all around use, for everyday carry, for tech backpacks, and for a travel backpack. So it's kind of that one bag fits all scenarios was the vibe I get from this. It comes in two colorways. This is called Castle Rock, a really nice textured gray color. It also does come in all black. Checking the website, it's right around 200 euros or 235 US dollars, a pretty respectable price point for the quality that you're getting here. That was definitely my key takeaway in my impressions of this bag for the past few months. This thing is built to last. Right off the bat from the unboxing, I was really impressed with this thick fabric. It reminded me a lot of the Packed travel backpack. So if anyone is familiar or has tested or tried that backpack, it's a very similar feeling material. I would say maybe this is a little bit of a softer feel, but still definitely a really thick and durable feel. The bag has a real heft to it, although I did weigh it and comes in at 3.2 pounds, so not overly heavy, but not overly light either. Because the fabric was so impressive, I had to look into it a little bit more. The fabric was developed by Heimplanet themselves. It's called dye eco shell fabric. It's a combination of nylon and polypropylene. I'll be sure to link to the website. They talk a lot about it in much more detail than I'm able to provide here, but it's a recycled material and they use a lot less energy in producing the fabric. So not only did it feel a little bit more durable, but it was awesome to hear that it was a little bit more environmentally friendly and environmentally conscious. The dyeing process apparently uses a lot less water and energy. It's called dope dyed. Like I said, I'll leave a link to more of the reading material for those that are interested on their website directly. But all in all, technical stuff aside, the material feels great, and this thing definitely feels like it's built to last for a few decades. The fabric on the bag is also water resistant, and that is paired with water resistant zippers. You do also have all YKK zippers and hardware on here with a really premium feel. You know, you have these little nice branded zipper pulls here, which is an awesome touch. I always love to see that. On top of that, the bag is very comfortable. Like I said, I haven't taken this on any proper trips yet, but I've been using it around the city. I'm an on-foot commuter, so I've actually used this to haul groceries to and from my apartment. Even under a really heavy load, this thing stays comfortable. Has a few features in terms of the comfort and carrying that you don't normally see on bags this size. Flipping it around here, you have load lifters on a 28 liter backpack. When I first saw this, I thought it was definitely overkill. You know, it's always that balance of not wanting to clutter up your bag with a lot of straps and doodads and stuff, but it did definitely improve the carry. Having this under a full load, it was noticeable when I got these load lifters set up to fit my back well. You do also have a chest strap and waist strap on here, but they are completely removable, which I love. I am not a big user of chest straps and waist straps, so it's nice to have those for when you need them or for the folks that want them, but you are able to completely remove them without any extra clutter if you're someone like me and doesn't really use them. The overall design of the exterior, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call this a super minimal design, and it's not an overly technical design. I definitely get more of a traditional vibe from this thing. Think, you know, some of the Timbuktu bags that I've had on the channel and talked about before, or if you're familiar with Osprey bags, that's the sort of vibe that I get from this thing, and that's definitely not a bad thing, but more of a traditional safer, simpler look with this. It still definitely has some nice aesthetics. I love the gray. You know, most of the branding on here is pretty tasteful and minimal. Flipping it around on the back again here, you have a really nice padded layer for your back, and you do have a luggage pass-through that doubles up as being able to tuck your straps in if you want to use the side handle to carry it like a briefcase. Speaking of the handles, they are really nice and sturdy. I do always love a good thick sturdy handle on the top, and the addition of the side handle is always nice. One other thing with the exterior design, you do have compression straps on the side, which again is a really nice thing for using this as a bigger travel bag and a smaller everyday carry bag. You know, even without the compression straps used, it has a pretty thin profile here. I was really impressed with the compact form factor here and how much you're still able to fit inside. I would have loved to be able to take these off completely. Like I said, I like having as little dangly, cluttery bits on my backpacks, but it's definitely a good functional addition to the bag. Small pockets on the outside. You have a side pocket here that actually has quite a bit of room. I've put my Kindle in here for scale. That's about the size of the pocket. You have a little bit of extra room to spare here. And then on the top here, you just have another quick access pocket. This thing does go pretty deep. It's a little surprising. I just have some charging cables in there for right now, but you have two kind of simple, deep, big pockets on the front for any quick access, you know, snacks and tech sort of things. One last thing with the exterior, you have a single water bottle holder here. Unfortunately, it did not pass my hydro flask test. This wide beast of a water bottle doesn't fit in all of my backpacks. It's always a great way to test and see the capacity of these things. So if you have a narrower water bottle, this will work great for that. Something like this technically will fit, but it's not a good fit, and I would be worried about it falling out. Getting into the inside of the bag though, you have kind of two main compartments here that can actually be combined into a single one. Let me grab the zipper here. So you have a quicker access pocket that doesn't fold completely open if you want to quickly access things. I put a camera cube in here for scale. You don't have a ton of space. This is definitely going to be an ultralight one bag traveler, or someone that might still have a suitcase and bring a backpack and a suitcase with them. You can see I have kind of the medium-sized Amazon packing cube, and that about matches the width of this thing. Like I said, it's a very compact bag. I usually travel very light, so this size is actually a plus for me. And keep in mind, they have a 34 liter version of this as well. So if you are a little bit of a heavier one bag traveler, you have an option for that as well. But I opted for the 28 liter because a lot of the travel backpacks are just more space than I need for most of my trips. You know, so you can comfortably fit, you know, two medium-sized packing cubes in this main area here. And you can absolutely stuff this thing a little bit thicker. You know, if you wanted to add a sweatshirt on top of this or something, no problems with getting that zipped up at all. So that's that main quick access pocket there. And outside of that, you have a full 180-degree clamshell opening. Let me find the zipper here. Have it on the front. So this just opens to be able to completely lay flat. I'm a fan of this design for some trips, not as much for others. I sometimes prefer the more traditional backpack, you know, top-down loading for some of my trips. A lot of times I'm going back home to Michigan to visit family, and I'm like couch surfing and stuff, so I don't necessarily have a dedicated space to lay out my bag wide like this, but it is really handy for most people's way of traveling, and definitely on my more like vacation trips that aren't going back home, I do prefer to have this to lay out flat. Starting with some of the organization and tech side, you have a laptop holder here that has Velcro. They say in their marketing that it'll fit up to a 17-inch laptop. I have a 15-inch MacBook, and this thing is pretty snug in here, so I don't know if it would quite fit a 17. I would say some of the newer MacBook 16-inch laptops would fit okay, but I would be skeptical if you have a full-size 17-inch laptop. So you have that there. It is nice that it's raised from the bottom, so you're not going to be hitting it if you set your bag down on the ground. You have a little bit of a gap here. Really, really great to keep your tech protected. You have a couple of other sleeves here that have some really nice padding. So if you want to bring an iPad or a Kindle or something else here, there's a great spot for that. I would say even a 13-inch iPad would fit pretty well in here. A couple of pen spots, a couple of other really nice elastic spots here for chargers and whatnot. The feel of this is really, really nice. It's kind of an elastic, stretchy sort of material. Has a great soft feel, and it's definitely not going to look, cluttered and crumpled up if you have it full, because it's so tight and taut. You're able to get everything in there and it'll stay just fine. On this side, you have a couple of good pockets. I would say these would be great if you don't have packing cubes and you want to put socks and underwear or something in here, or maybe if you don't have a dop kit, put some of your toiletries. These are 3D pockets, which is a really nice touch and something that you don't normally see on a design like this. So you have a little bit of space here to fit some depth in the items compared to just a flat regular pocket. Opening this up though, this is where the rest of things happen. It just opens up into the main compartment here. Something I've been doing since I got this bag, and I really like doing this, is this just kind of rolls completely away and tucks into itself. So you're able to completely get rid of this if you don't want to use it. It's not going to take up a lot of real estate either, which is nice, and it just gets out of the way. I did a horrible job of rolling this up. Let me get this fixed up. It does fit really well if you do it right. So this just tucks away in here, and you're able to just have kind of one big single opening. This is the style and way I've been using it. Like I've talked about in some of the other bags I've reviewed, I would love the ability to do this on the bags that I can't do it with. Same with some of the shoe compartments and things like in the Air travel pack. But this is kind of all you get. It's a nice, simple layout. Like I said, more of a traditional design. I do really like the simplicity here because you have a really durable, simple bag. That's something that's going to be timeless and is going to suit a lot of needs for a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. Overall, this has been a really solid bag and pickup for me. I have a few minor gripes with it, like the water bottle holder being a bit too small and maybe a few too many dangly bits on the outside. But with that stuff being said, all of the most important aspects of this are more than covered and far exceeded my expectations. The fabric is amazing. I love the size of it. It's super comfortable. This thing will last probably a lifetime for anyone that picks it up. So be sure to check out the link in the description if you're interested. I'd love to hear about what bag you're using these days, or hope to use next year when we're hopefully able to get traveling again. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.